Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for the Walking Dead universe. We're going to do another Walking Dead universe Q&A. We're going to talk about some new Walking Dead show ideas and things that could happen in the future. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for the Walking Dead universe, and in today's video, we're going to be doing another Walking Dead universe Q&A. Man, it's been a few weeks since we've done this, so I do apologize for making this one a little bit later than usual. I just have not had that many Walking Dead topics, and obviously until we get San Diego Comic-Con, we're kind of, in this, this drought, I'd say, for Walking Dead. So I decided to take a few weeks off from the Q&As, back on it now, and we'll probably start doing them every week now going forward, because obviously we're going to have Comic-Con, and then we're going to be getting close to Daryl, and then, all that other stuff. So now we should be back with the Walking Dead Q&As every week. So let's get into these, because you guys had some great questions. Starting off with Flip, who says, Dan, why is Morgan Jones your favorite character in The Walking Dead besides Rick? Why is he so good for you? Well, I've mentioned this many times before in videos previously to this, but I will reiterate. Morgan, for me, here's the thing, is that without Rick and Morgan, you wouldn't have The Walking Dead. In particular, without Morgan, you wouldn't have The Walking Dead, because Rick Grimes wouldn't be the lead of the story to bring us to where we are now. You know what I'm saying? Morgan is what set the stage for The Walking Dead. He's what told Rick what was going on, what world he was living in, and they reconnected many times before, and Morgan is the groundwork for what Walking Dead is. And even though I understand that later seasons of, in particular, Fear the Walking Dead, really write him in a poor and distasteful way, I will always say he's my second favorite, because, yes, I admit I'm biased. I will admit I'm biased on that. But, because I do think there are characters that are objectively better written. That I do agree with. But he'll always be my second favorite, because he is, for me, the other hook to The Walking Dead that I had in addition to Rick. You know what I'm saying? And the actor is amazing. I mean, Lenny James, you can't tell me that there's not one scene that he did bad. He is always good no matter what scripts you give him. He makes it work, and he's really good, too. And Lenny James is a brilliant actor. I love his acting. I love what, he does with the character, so there's that factor in it as well. But in particular, just what he does for Rick's character and what he's all about and what he stands for. I think he has a really tragic story and a really good story when it's written right by correct writers. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you, Ian and Andy. So, yeah. But anyway, next one comes from Xavier, who says, Dan, what is overall your favorite spin-off that's released so far? I assume you're talking about the modern-day spin-offs, not the previous spin-offs, which, spoiler alert, my favorite spin-off is not Fear or World Beyond or Tales. So, get those, get those out of here. My favorite spin-off, I would say, my favorite spinoff is The Ones Who Live, because of what it does, and it brings Rick back, and it concludes his character, and it does, that type of stuff. Objectively speaking, writing-wise, and, just overall, stuff like that, I would say Daryl Dixon's a better show. You know what I'm saying? My favorite show is The Ones Who Live, because I care more about Rick's character than I do about Daryl, and I wanted to see Rick's character back. And minus what they did in the finale, I would say that show paid off in every which way possible. But I will say Daryl Dixon, objectively speaking, writing-wise, more proper dialogue, more proper, sets and stuff like that. I would say that Daryl Dixon is overall a little bit better quality. But I gotta see Season 2 at the same time. Season 2 could either screw the pooch, or it could emphasize that really is the best Walking Dead spinoff, So we'll have to see. Time will tell on that one for sure. But I'll say this, Daryl Dixon's in the lead for me right now, although I will say this, I think Dead City has a brighter future, which I've mentioned many times before. So each one has their own thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'd say that Ones Who Live is my favorite, Daryl's the best, and Dead City has the better future. That's the best way I could put it. So, at least with those three shows, that's how I would look at it. The next one comes from Brian Akeem, who says that, Dan, do you think that maybe what The Walking Dead should do is give us a Clementine spinoff? Where basically Clementine would get a TV adaptation of her character, and you would get to see, all her adventures and stuff. Or maybe, like, a Walking Dead Stranger Things with a growing up cast of teens or stuff like that. Here's what I'd say. They almost tried a Walking Dead Stranger Things with World Beyond, in particular in the first season, and if that's what they were trying to do, it failed, but that's kind of how I viewed season 1. Season 2 of World Beyond was kind of its own thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was like the CRM and, you know, other things like that, but at least with season 1, it felt like they were going with like a Stranger Things type of vibe, and it kind of flipped on them. I can't lie, it wasn't that good. Stranger Things is really good. You know, season 1 in particular, Stranger Things is an iconic season of TV. World Beyond season 1 is, I mean, it's iconic, but for the wrong reason, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I'll say this, a Clementine TV adaptation, call me nuts. If you would have asked me this question like 5 years ago, I would have said, hell no. Leave it be, let it just, no. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, how desperate this franchise has gotten and how little we have really going for it at the moment, I would say that would reignite my hype. I would watch that. I'd be excited for it, and I think that'd be cool. Problem is, you got to get the right actor. Don't give me a Bella Ramsey from The Last of Us situation. Like, make sure you give me a good actress that can actually fit the charisma of, obviously, the game, because those are big shoes to fill, you know what I'm saying? But if they got it right, and they did it right, and it had a high budget, I don't want no shitty budget for a Clementine show. If you give me all that stuff, and you give me an adaptation to the TV show, and maybe at one point cross Clementine over when the series is over to, like, I don't know, Dead City, or you can't really go to France, but, you know, to Dead City, or maybe another spin-off that's releasing by that point or something. I would love that. And some of our Walking Dead TV characters get to interact with, you know, a TV adaptation of Clementine. Though I feel like part of the thing that they're going to probably do with it is that it's like, Daryl's exclusive to the TV franchise, Clementine's probably exclusive to the comic franchise, you know what I'm saying? Could be wrong about that. Low-key hope I am, because I'd like to see what they would do with a live-action Clementine. But I don't know if they're going to do it, you know? And again, the teen thing, they tried it with World Beyond. They could obviously try it again and maybe do better. You know, it's not impossible, but I wish them luck because World Beyond was not that good. Not at all. The next one comes from Goop, who says that, Dan, honestly, I have to admit, after a couple years now of it being over, I honestly don't understand why they had to end the main series and do the spin-offs. It just doesn't feel like something that they needed to do, and now everybody's all split up, and we got different shows at different times, and they pretty much just want the main series, is what they're saying. So, I fully understand what you're saying, although this is a tough one, because if you're not aware, and this is for anybody that's not aware, I guess I'll state this, I've said it many times before, but Walking Dead was canceled. Y'all, Walking Dead was canceled. Back in 2020, when they announced that, Walking Dead was canceled. AMC wanted it done, you know what I'm saying? And they kind of gave them this idea of like, okay, we'll let you do a Daryl and Carol show. Obviously, Carol couldn't join until season 2, yada, 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 but that's what happened, you know? And now it's kind of like, okay, everybody's split up. You got Dead City here, you got Daryl Dixon here, you got Rick and Michonne somewhere, you know, like, and probably other things too. You know, maybe another Tales, and, you know, who knows, the Fear Crew's out there, if they ever use them again, you know, I doubt it, but, you know, if they ever use them again, you know, so it's weird because everything's all split up. And obviously, if you've watched things like Marvel, or if you watch things like The Boys, if you've watched things like Breaking Bad, things come together and collide at the very end, and you get a big, epic final showdown, right? That doesn't appear to be a priority for Walking Dead. So I understand what you're saying. I think the original intent was to do 15 seasons of The Walking Dead, which Lauren Cohen has stated many times before. I've done videos on it in the past. And that makes sense because they're probably taking plots from those seasons that were going to be TV original, definitely, because the Commonwealth wasn't going to last 15, you know, to season 15. So they probably had ideas for New York and maybe France, I don't know. And they just incorporated it into their own shows, you know what I'm saying? Which, again, is a cool idea. It is, although it makes it feel like the franchise is kind of split, and that's why people are losing interest. And I understand that completely. And honestly, I don't even disagree with the fact that they should have just let them do 15 seasons of The Walking Dead. But at the same time, I'll also admit that it's a tough situation for me because I love the spinoffs. I really do. Ones Who Live is so fucking well filmed. I mean, look at the scenery in that show. Look at the scenery in Daryl Dixon, you know what I'm saying? And Dead City is pretty impressive. That one feels a bit more like the main show, but the Daryl Dixon show and Ones Who Live, cinematography-wise, is some of the greatest stuff we've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough because I don't think the original series would have had the budget to do something like that, you know? So it's a conflicting situation. It really is. But again, you know, it is what it is. And the last one comes from Larry, who also has a similar question. Do you think that Daryl Dixon and Dead City in their second seasons will get closer to a crossover? Unfortunately, I don't, and the reason why is because Dead City is many years ahead in the timeline from where the Daryl Dixon second season is at. So again, it goes back to what I was saying a second ago. It just feels like, okay, these are good spinoffs. The direction kind of sucks, but these are good spinoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you make up your mind with that, you know? So I can understand people that bail on Walking Dead. Hell, I must admit, I'm bored of Walking Dead at the moment, too. I hope that at Comic-Con they give me something that reignites my interest for it, you know what I'm saying? But again, that's really just a, you know, we'll see in time type of thing, you know, so we'll have to see what goes down. But anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. Of course, great questions as usual. Got more from y'all coming up next week as well, too, so thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click the subscribe button to miss any other videos of the Walking Dead universe. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos of the Walking Dead universe. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.